we made moves on the side knowing that this could potentially happen. And guys, we the channel has been kicked off the YouTube partner program. Just keep it straight with
If you look right now, you can't even super chat or
you
become
can't
a
even
member.
super chat right now.
Yep.
So this is the beginning of the end of this era.
Hey guys, before we begin, I'd like to give a quick shout out to you, the viewer, for taking time to watch this video. I greatly appreciate it. Please take a moment to hit that like button to get this video spread to the masses. Also, please take a moment to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to get notified of future videos. Now, it may not come to any surprise to you that the Fresh and Fit podcast has been demonetized, as well as their other channels. Happened this weekend, over the weekend, and they had an emergency meeting on the main channel, which they discussed it. If you haven't seen it, please check it out. Now, I'm giving my perspective on things as a small YouTube channel, small content creator, okay? And there are plenty of small content creators out there who are also probably giving their 2 cents about this and observing things, from the very bottom, looking up, at the at the 1 million+ subscriber channel of Fresh and Fit and saying, okay, what should or shouldn't I do, moving forward? Because we all want to aspire, to get to that point where our message gets spread out more and more. We want to get to that point where the discussion's going and people are learning from one another. You want to get to that point where, yes, one day we want to get monetized. Yes, we want to have that award for 100K subscribers one day. Yes, we want to get invited to different podcasts out there, other people to talk more and discuss things. I think that's all most people look for. Okay. One of those things. Okay. If not all of them. All right. So again, this is just coming from a perspective of a small YouTube creator, a small content creator. Again, I have no skin in the game here. I don't know any of the creators that I'm going to mention in this video. But most of them anyway, have something in common when it comes to Fresh and Fit. But first, I wanted to say that this is a very humbling experience for Myron and Fresh. No one wants to get humbled, okay? Being humbled hurts. It's painful. At the very least, you've been humbled one time, if not many times, okay? And you can't say it's been a pleasant experience. I've never heard anyone say being humbled is a pleasant experience. I'd like to just do it again. I can't, what I'm saying? Like, I can't really, that's not something that comes to mind when you're being humbled. It's normally a painful experience, but one that's necessary at times for growth. Because when you think of yourself as untouchable, or your ego gets the best of you, you put yourself in a position where you believe that you're at a higher level than you really are, and sometimes you gotta get knocked down a couple times, to remind yourself, okay, you know what, I'm just like everyone else, I'm just like everyone else. And it hurts, but it's helpful and it's necessary in life. That's my belief. As a Christian, I've been humbled myself multiple times by the Lord, and it's necessary to be corrected. But he loves you, so that's why he does it, But this is a case where, they're both being humbled right now, and hopefully they'll learn from this moving forward. Now, the other content creators that have been reacting to this, like the lead attorney, Coach Greg Adams, Playback, Album Preach, and so on, many others. And these are the guys who at least have 10K subscribers to 100K subscribers and then some. They've all chimed in. And I'd recommend watching Lead Attorney's reaction, because he and some other people that I mentioned were all involved in massive copyright strike campaign set by Fresh and Fit about a year ago, only because Fresh and Fit didn't like the criticisms that those gentlemen were saying about them. Now, I think it was childish that they were trying to do that. I think it was irresponsible for them to do that. Again, they thought they were higher than they really were, and they were schooled. I think they were bamboozled by their attorney, who just saw easy money, and he or she just said, "Oh yeah, we can work it out. We can make it work, guys. Don't worry about it." And they just wasted bunch of money, and they were schooled, and they had to, put their head down and turn around and take the L, which they did. And now, today, they are experiencing what they hoped the other content creators would experience. And it's something that, there's a word for it. Trying to take a man's livelihood is one of the two worst things you can do. The other thing is taking his family away. Okay. And if you do one, it affects the other thing. If you take a man's livelihood, then that man can't support his family. And then the wife gets upset. The kids, they can't get their medicine, can't get their food, the mortgage, everything. Property taxes, knocking. And if you take away his family, the man's family, he's not going to be able to work. He's not going to concentrate. He's going to be doubtful about everything. He might start drinking. He might start doing things that he would normally do. I'm talking taking away his family by any means. Anything you can imagine. It'll affect him. And it'll affect his work. Then eventually get fired, and then what? And you wonder why there are a lot of self-deletions today amongst men. So those are the two things that can really hurt a man. In this case, Fresh and Fit tried to hurt other content creators by taking away their livelihood because, 3 strikes and you're out. 3 copyright strikes and you're out. That's it. All that hard work you put in, editing, just thinking of stuff to talk about, posting, thumbnails, things I'm experiencing now, things I'm learning now as a small content creator, just random stuff. The right video editor, the right thumbnail editor, the right font to use, the right color to use, all these little things I'm learning, the equipment to have to buy and all this stuff, all that gone. It hurts. And now they're experiencing that firsthand. So what led to this? Well, I believe that, again, I think their egos got the best of them. I think they thought they were higher or they were invincible. Nothing could touch them. Now, before I say anything further, I am a proponent for, the Constitution. The Constitution was written to remind the government of the rights we have as citizens of this country. Okay, our God-given rights. Now, Myron and Fresh could have whoever gets, they choose to have on their show. However, the platform that they're on to showcase their show, they may have a problem with it. In this case, YouTube. Now, I do know that some guests, they would wait until maybe a half hour in, then they would switch to Rumble, and then Rumble would, they would continue the show on Rumble and go on from there. And they would have some, to me, not controversial subjects, just subjects that aren't talked about, that I think we should have civil discourse in any and all discussions. You have your opinion, the other person has their opinion, maybe opposing opinion, and you talk it out. You may agree, you may disagree. You may come out not liking one another. You may come to some sort of amicable, friendship or something. But the discourse should be there. It should be there. Now, YouTube has been very censorious over the past several years, more and more so, changing their terms of service. I mean, I don't even keep up with it myself. I just, one day I just, I don't know. I don't try to dig up anything too controversial or anything like that, at least in their eyes, in their eyes. to me, what definition of controversy? It's kind of subjective, you know, but a lot of things are controversial to them. So even if you have a particular guest on another platform, or you wear a particular outfit on another platform, you're still getting money off of YouTube. And YouTube is like, look, we have an image. Okay, we have ads running on this channel. You know, these advertisers may get pissed off and they may not want to be associated with us. You know, we got to detach ourselves from these guys. And so they may not terminate their channel, but they can make it so that spigot runs dry. And they have done that. Now they've moved to Rumble, more so now. You know, they're still getting Rumble rants over there. And I think they have a contract with Rumble, if I'm not mistaken. But even now, Rumble, you know, they've been challenged because, you know, a certain individual, you know, made some comments. Again, to them, it's controversial. I'm not saying it's controversial, but to them it is. And they probably got heat from other people who felt it was controversial. Okay. And Rumble, you know, censored. Okay. They had their first litmus test and, you know, they failed it. And I think now those people who were screaming at Rumble, hey, this guy said this thing about a certain group, is blood in the water. Okay, now, you know, fresh meat. Oh yes, you know, the sharks are circling around Rumble, you know, and just waiting to just attack. Okay, they see a weakness, a crack in the armor, and I don't think that's a good thing at all. It's not a good thing at all. You know, Viva La Fry and Robert Barnes, I believe they wrote up the terms of service for Rumble, and Robert Barnes said himself that, you know, when it comes to political free speech, you know, they're not absolutists. You know, they even shouted out Gab, and right now, Andrew Torba's Gab is the pioneer of free speech in terms of, you know, what platform to go to. It's Gab right now. Now Gab's not immune to issues. I mean, they've had their issues when it comes to like giving up information, you know, requests, you know, by the feds and stuff like that, rather quickly, you know. But when it comes to political free speech, they're number one, and Robert Barnes admits it. So while Fresh and Fit want to go over there and do their show, okay, do their show over there. The people are still going over there. Will they do what they've been doing that led them to be demonetized on YouTube? That's the question. You know, like if you're, for example, like let's say you're in a car accident, okay? Or let's say you're driving, you get a speed ticket, okay? Right after that happens, either a car accident or a speed ticket, are you driving as fast, or are you kind of slow and cautious and looking around more and like, ooh, is there a cop around that corner? You know, does it take days or weeks or months to kind of, depending on how the severity of the incident, doesn't it take a while to, you know, get back to normal? You know, do you ever get back to normal? So will that happen with Fresh and Fit? Will this incident be something that will change their show forever? And will it be a positive or a negative when it comes to the viewers who tune in every night? That remains to be seen. But I personally don't believe that their show will be the same format, because when you get hit, then you kind of have a self-reflection. Again, being humbled, self-reflection. What did we do wrong? And you look back, you say, okay, you know what? Let's just do something different this time. Okay, let's try to do this. Let's not do this. Let's not have this guest on. Let's not say this thing. You know, you start self-censoring, you know, which sucks. This is America. We should be able to say what we want. If you like it, great. If you don't like it, okay. There's plenty of other channels you can watch, but we should be able to say what we want. But profit over people. That's where we are right now. So final thoughts. I think Fresh and Fit will still be around. They'll have to adjust. I don't watch their content as much as I used to, because frankly, I thought it was repetitive. Once you kind of get an idea of what they're trying to, tell people, eventually you kind of want something new. And that's what I was looking for after a while. Like, okay, what else is out there? But there are plenty of people who are just loyal listeners, loyal watchers. And that's fine too. Their channels I still watch frequently from when I started years ago, just because I like their content. And again, no skin in the game, no heat from anybody. I think the other content creators, some are actually being very respectful in the situation, because it can happen to them too. YouTube might change their terms of service one day, look back at your archive and say, nope, demonetized. It's happened. It's crazy. It gets to the point where YouTube forgets that, hey, you guys just provide a platform. We provide the content for that platform. You gotta step back a little bit and let us talk. Without us, you're just a web page. You know what I'm saying? They have to start getting that. But again, profit over people. So I don't think Fresh and Fit is going anywhere. I think the content creators who reacted have been mostly respectful. I'm sure there's some out there who have been, taking a victory lap, stuff like that. Some are just bashing them again, but it could happen to them. So, you gotta be careful. Me, this is just my perspective as a new content creator. Just another voice amongst the many other content creators who have an opinion about this and many other opinions. But I do hope that Fresh and Fit learn from this and continue to build their brand. Again, maybe adjust a little bit here and there, but continue to build their brand. I think some of the stuff they say is useful to men. I think some of the stuff is kind of like, really? Are you serious? And, I'm sure you had the same ideas too as to what those are, both, the positive and the negative. But they should be a voice amongst all voices out there. That's what I believe. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Different format today, just me talking about my perspective on things in regards to this situation, just my thoughts on it. So I thought I'd just make this quick video about it. And, I hope you enjoyed it. Please like this video, again, to get it spread to the masses. Subscribe and hit that notification bell to get notified of future videos. Also, please leave a comment below. What do you think? Do you think this is the end of Fresh and Fit? That's what I'm trying to say. It's the end of Fresh and Fit with the big question mark. Is it the end? Or will they come back stronger? Or will they change a little bit? Pivot here, pivot there. Will they go to the ether and, eventually just be another dormant channel? Who knows? But I'd like to know what you think. So leave a comment below and we'll talk about it. Until then, take care.